pretty hard at a gun range. All right, guys, video 4 of our little series with Allterra Arms. Justin with S&S Archery. We've shown you guys scope selection. We've gone through rings, and then also Todd mounted up my 4 to 32 NX8 on my 6.5 PRC. So now we're going to shoot the gun. We're going to dial it in here at 100 yards. What are, I guess, some starting points, or what should we look at when we're first sighting in?
So first thing we did, we got a rough bore sight back when mounting the scope. Ideally, we want to be at least on paper as quick as possible, or as close to a 0 in as few shots as possible, so we're not wasting ammo, getting the barrel hot with extra unnecessary rounds. So what we're going to do to start out is you're going to pick somewhere identifiable on the back bank. We're not shooting at paper to start. Pick a spot on the back bank and squeeze off an accurate shot. And depending on where your bullet impact is in relation to your aiming point, then you will hold the rifle still on the bag bipod on your aiming point and click your reticle to where you hit. And so that's going to take a big chunk of however off it is right out of play on the very first shot. And then you'll go to the paper, shoot one, make a final adjustment from there to wherever the 0 would be, shoot a group, maybe fine tune once more after that, and then you're pretty much in the game.
Sounds good.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Maybe just a little up, but it's close.
I mean, that's close enough it'll be on paper near your aiming point anyway, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd move over and shoot for the center target on your paper.
Okay.
Now, but you can see if you were a foot or two off,
right,
where that would be way easier to tell than missing the entire cardboard and then you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so based off my first shot, I am 1.25 inches high at 100 yards. So I need to move it down 5 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then my windage, I am about 1.25 to 1.5 to the right. So I'm going to move it over to the right.
You wanted to move it to the right, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And elevation's good, but I moved it the wrong direction on the right.
I had a feeling you did. Yeah, I thought you needed to come left.
See, that's where my archery takes over.
Yeah, exactly, because you're chasing them instead of...
But elevations.
But that's easy.
Yeah.
You know you went 5 clicks one way, just go 10 the other.
Yep.
Jeez, that thing pounds.
You're right in line with it.
So we're here at a range trying to share with this guy right next to us that doesn't care at all that we're making a video.
All right, I recorrected. All right, going hot. All right, about 3/4 to the right still.
Okay.
Could have been me.
Elevation still good?
Yep.
So as you're sighting in, pay attention to your barrel temperature. Often rifles will disperse the point of impact to some degree between a cool bore and a hot bore. As your hunting rifle, you want to try and zero your rifle for your cold bore shot. So he's 4 shots in right now. Barrel doesn't feel hot or anything, so I'd recommend making another adjustment if necessary. Shooting it to confirm, and then let the rifle cool off and confirm it with a cooler bore just to make sure that there's no big difference between the two. One thing that a lot of people that we talk to don't quite understand is the parallax adjustment knob. So typically they think that this is for focus, which in a way it is, but what it's really designed to do is stabilize the focal plane of the reticle on your target. So you'll notice if you're looking through the scope and you're held down, with the gun holding real still, if you wiggle your head, you do not want the reticle moving around over your aiming point. So you can wiggle your head, and if that reticle is moving over your aiming point, slowly turn your parallax knob, and you'll get to a point where no matter where you move your face, the reticle stays in the same spot. So if you have slight, face difference between shots on where you're holding and where your eye is in the scope, it's going to ensure that the reticle is still in the same spot on target. That will improve accuracy greatly just by getting used to setting your parallax for whatever distance you're shooting. Here, let me give you 2 things real quick.
Okay.
Take and move. See how he's loading that bipod into this right here?
Uh-huh.
Move up and do that.
Okay.
And it'll help you put a little bit more even pressure into your shoulder.
Okay.
And then try gripping the rifle, and if you're not used to it, it's going to feel weird, but with your thumb just up here on the right or on top.
Okay.
And those are a couple things you can do to make your recoil management a little more consistent with a little less torque.
Okay.
How was that?
That one, first 2 were good.
All right, so Justin has gotten this rifle to where, he's going to shoot another group once it's cooled off just to confirm, make one last click here or there, but it's within a click or 2 in any direction. So it is time to float the turrets, because right now it's on 7 MOA on the up and about 4 on the windage. We want those to both say 0. We also need to set the 0 stop and push the turret down to its bottomed out position. So loosen the 2 set screws, lift it off. On top of the mechanism, on these NIGHTFORCE, we have 4 0 stop set screws. Just going to loosen each of those. And then that will allow the 0 stop mechanism to rotate all the way down without any clicks or adjustments being put into the scope. It just bottomed out. I'm going to back it off just a little bit so that it is possible to go below 0 if necessary, but not by much. Tighten the 4 screws back up, and definitely not real tight on these, just finger tight, as they say. Take the turret, put it on 0, push it down in alignment with your reference mark, and you'll feel some air push out of there when it bottoms out. We will tighten that set screw. Tighten the other one. So now we can go below 0, 3/4 of an inch or 3 clicks. Stops on 0 right there. Sometimes when you tighten them, it moves the turret a little bit. So we'll fine tune. Good. Same thing on windage. Rotate that over to 0. That's it.
Is it good?
Yep. Good group? Nice.
Might be a quarter.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, that's the difference in letting the gun cool.
Yeah.
That's a good group. What did it measure?
I didn't measure it. I was just seeing for height.
Oh.
But we can measure it if you want.
Yeah, measure that group size.
So, in order to measure the group, this is a 6.5 PRC, right?
Yep.
So that's a 264 cal. So if you zero it on 264 and then measure outside to outside, that'll give you a center to center measurement.
About right there, 0.21.
Yep. 216. Move it up a half inch and you're good.
It's golden. All right, so we just got done kind of finalizing. We'd moved the turret, locked down in place, and I shot basically a cold bore 3-round group. And yeah, less than a quarter MOA. So we're about a half low. So I'm gonna move it up 2 clicks. And then we are pretty much done. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up our little short video series with Allterra Arms. Todd, thank you for going through everything and showing us, you know, everything from optics to the rings to mounting the scope up for me, and then ultimately helping me out, sight it in.
Yeah.
So less than a quarter MOA. It's pretty awesome. Stoked for spring bear. Got a lot of adventure and a lot of hunts to put this gun through this year. And yeah, thank you for your time. And if you guys have any more questions on anything that we've done, like I said, I'll leave comments, or in the comments below, I'll leave links to Allterra Arms, all their contact information. They've got plenty of YouTube content themselves. Check out amazing guns. Super happy with mine. Had a lot of success last year, and you guys can always reach out to us as well. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.